Let me guess, suspended once again, this time for fighting someone in the school hallways, right?
What else is new? Of course, even though the person that aggravated me started the bullshit, so I had to finish the job.
Well, not from what Principal Violet told me. You attacked that student, all because she threw a chewed-up apple at you by accident, and instead of understanding her, you chose to fight that student, and give that student a bloody nose.
Well, it was deserved, since Clementine and Sarah talk shit about me and my friends every single day, which gets on my nerves, every single time.
You know, Gina, I just don't understand. Why do you always have to act the way you are? I mean, you're in 12th grade, a senior in high school, and 17 years old. I mean, do you seriously expect to graduate high school with the way you're acting? Because by the looks of it, you're in with a better chance of repeating 12th grade.
Well, it simply gives me something to do, and besides, I'd rather be a rambunctious bitch, rather than the soft bitch that lets every single person walk all over them.
So you're saying that you are doing this just for the sake of it? Well, I don't believe that one bit. You can't be doing this just for the fun of it. I mean, what happened to the little baby girl I gave birth to 17 years ago? The little girl I once remembered raising, huh? What happened to her?
You want to know what happened to your one so-called baby girl? Well, she did exist at one point, until you kicked that out of the house and ruined my fucking life.
Wait, hang on a minute. What did you just say?
Ugh, forget it. You don't understand anything I say these days. I'm just going to my room.
Wait, Gina, please don't walk away from me. Let's talk about this.
Just leave me alone, Mom. I'm in no mood to talk right now.
Oh, come on, Gina. Please don't be like this. We can be civil about this.
Ugh, what part of leave me alone do you not get? I want to be on my own. Is it that hard to understand?
Look, Gina, it's clear that you are hiding a number of emotions from me, and I want you to tell me why they are hanging over you. Besides, I'm your mother, and since you are my daughter, I want you to be as open to me as possible. So please, can you just tell me everything?
Ugh, fine, I'll tell you, if it means that I can be alone after that. But can we talk about it in my room, away from everyone?
Yes, and besides, Jared is at work, so it's only you and me in the house right now. So, let's head to your room. Okay, so you're telling me that the reason why you are acting the way you are is because of your dad's absence for many years, right?
Yes, and nothing else. I mean, I haven't seen him in nearly 14 years, and you never told me about what happened to him, as well as prevent me from seeing him at all times.
Look, Gina, I get that you miss your father, but there is actually a reason why your dad has been absent for a very long time as of now.
Oh, and what could that be, huh? Is it because he wasn't satisfying enough for you? Was his miniature-sized dick and balls not impress you enough? What could possibly be the reason?
Well, Gina, there actually is a pretty good reason why he is no longer with us, and it has nothing to do with what you said, and to tell you, you might not want to believe me, but your father was not the kind of man you thought he was, and this has been the main reason why I never wanted to tell you about him. But since you mentioned him to me, it's about time I tell you the main reason why you haven't seen him in so long. So, it goes back to when your father and I were in high school. So, back when your father and I were in high school, we were inseparable, and many teens in our year considered us as the cutest couple in our entire school year. And when we became a couple back in high school, we always stayed by each other's side, and we helped each other cruise through our final year like a hot knife through butter.
Always stick together and forever, no matter what, Arthur.
Together and forever, Chrissy. We'll always have each other's back no matter what.
And little did I know that those exact words we exchanged when we officially became boyfriend and girlfriend were eventually going to come back to haunt me down the line. Because after finishing high school and graduating from college with our degrees, while things went in the right direction for me, things didn't go as well with your father. Because for many years, your father had dreams of becoming a professor in computer science, but the problem was, the closest college he got an offer from was over a 2-hour drive away from where we lived, before we moved into the house that you and I live in now, and having that long-distance journey wouldn't work well with us, considering that around the time this happened, I had just gotten accepted as a full-time teacher for first graders in the Kremlin Bay Elementary School.
Still no success in finding a college that are hiring Arthur?
Well, there are places offering, but none of them are anywhere near where we currently reside. If I take an offer, I'll have to travel up for hours and have to stay over for days at a time, meaning that we'll only have to settle with seeing each other on weekends, and I'm not leaving you here on your own for days at a time, especially since we've been together for almost 10 years now, and I'm not putting our relationship at risk over a job that I do so desperately want.
You know, Arthur, this may seem like a very out-of-pocket approach, but have you ever considered trying to become a police officer?
Well, never really looked into it, but do you think it would actually be a better approach than what I have always wanted to pursue a career in?
Well, think about it. You played basketball and football back in high school and college, and were always one of the outstanding players on both teams, and I know this firsthand, since I was always one of the cheerleaders chanting you and your team on at massive games, and you still keep very active to this day. And I do think that a job in the police force would actually work out great for you, considering that your fitness would fit very well with the police force in this city.
Well, that is a very good point, but what about learning to use a gun and taser when subduing criminals in various different scenarios?
Well, one of my friends from my college course has a boyfriend who recently joined the police force in his hometown, and she mentioned that you don't need any experience with guns. You take a number of training courses to improve at certain things when it comes to being an official officer. It can be a long process, but I think it would work well for you. You should definitely try out, especially since they are looking for potential candidates. Maybe go there today and speak with one of the officers.
Well, if it means I have a chance of gaining employment for myself, and not having to sacrifice our relationship, then I'll definitely do so. In fact, I'll go over there now.
So even though things didn't go the way your father wanted it to go, he still managed to find success, and eventually, after a long course of training, did become a police officer, meaning that we didn't have to sacrifice our relationship over a job your father spent years wanting to achieve. And then, another few years went by, and your father popped the question that every man hopes to ask the woman in their life, getting down on one knee and proposing to them.
Chrissy, for the past 11 years, we've been inseparable, ever since our days in high school and university. I love you more than anything, and I see a bright future for both of us. So, Chrissy Vivian Henning, will you make me the happiest man alive, and marry me, and become Mrs. Delgado?
Oh my God, Arthur, I don't know what to say, other than, yes, 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 I will marry you.
So to sum up what has been mentioned so far, before married life with your father was like no other. He loved me, cared for me, and we always treated each other with love. But little did I know, that after accepting your father's hand in marriage all those years ago, it would eventually create a very dark road for me. So, another 6 years went by, and your father and I had been married for around 2 to 3 years. And we had started to do what most couples would do during a successful marriage, and that was push for our first child, since we felt that we were ready to have kids of our own, since we had always wanted to have kids even back when we dated in high school. But unfortunately, after many tries, and trying for nearly 2 years, things weren't going well, and for reasons that couldn't be explained, I couldn't get pregnant. And trust me, we tried way too many times to count, to try and get me pregnant, but no matter how many times we tried, nothing worked, and your father couldn't get me pregnant. And then, before we contemplated on living a married life without our own biological kids, we were recommended by various nurses to try artificial insemination as a last chance, and then, it eventually happened.
Judging by the look, I can only imagine what you're about to tell me, but go on, lay it all on the table.
Well, it's a mix of the good and bad. The bad news is, there is no point in going back to the doctors, in order to get results, and do you want to know why?
Wait, what? Please don't tell me that artificial insemination was unsuccessful, and we have to resort to adoption.
Well, to tell you, after a long anxious wait and just wanting to know the final result, I have to tell you that the artificial insemination worked, and I am now officially pregnant, and within the next 9 to 10 months, We are going to officially become parents.
No way. It actually worked. Wow. I don't believe it. We're finally going to become parents.
So even after a few years of marriage, your father's love towards me didn't change. We were still inseparable, and we still loved each other more than anything as the years went on. And I really did believe that me becoming pregnant was going to bring us closer than ever before, knowing that we were finally going to become parents, after years of trying. And then, after months of being pregnant, and waiting for you to finally be brought into the world, it eventually happened.
Oh my god, hold on Chrissy, I'm coming. Oh my god Chrissy, are you okay? What happened? Why are you crying?
Arthur, my water broke, and I'm starting to feel contractions. I think the baby is on its way.
Holy shit. The baby is on its way. Well, we better get to the hospital, and quick. Thank God I finished up my shift for the day, because who knows what would have happened if I was still at work. But enough talking, let's go Chrissy. Time to hopefully welcome our first child into the world healthy. So doctor, is my wife okay, and is it time for her to start pushing soon?
Yes, sir. Your wife is going to be fine. This is always the worst part of a woman being in labor. Many people say that once the baby arrives, the worst part is over.
Okay, Chrissy, it's time to start pushing. So, just take some nice deep breaths and push for 10 seconds at a time.
No, I can't do it. God damn it, I can't do it. Why did I decide on wanting to become a mother?
Yes you can Chrissy, yes you can do it. And besides, I'm right here, and willing to help you through it. You're going to be fine, trust me on that one.
And even though being in labor with you for hours felt like torture, pushing for it nearly 2 hours definitely did pay off. Because of, well, you know what happened next.
Congratulations, Chrissy and Arthur, you have a very healthy baby girl.
Oh my god, Arthur, isn't she just beautiful?
Of course, she is Chrissy. She is just the cutest little baby girl I've ever seen. So, what do you think we should name her?
Well, we agreed that if our firstborn child was a girl, we would name her Gina. So, let's name her Gina.
Alright then, Gina it is.
So, even though it was blatantly obvious, you were far from a mistake. Your father had you when we felt we were ready to have kids of our own. But however, it was in the events that followed after your birth that led to a massive change in your father's attitude and general lifestyle, and it was not for a good reason. So, shortly after you were born, your father started to drastically change, but in a very negative light, and it made me feel like I was a single parent raising you day by day.
Hey Chrissy, I'm home.
Well, about time. Where the hell were you? I thought you had work until 4 p.m., and it's 6:30 p.m. right now.
Oh, completely forgot to tell you. I had an extra criminal case to work on, and it took quite a lot of time to finish. Apologies for that.
Well, okay then. I guess I can forgive you. But please, can you please finish feeding Gina? I've been feeling so tired all day, and all I want to do is lay down for a while. Especially since I was up all night with Gina, and barely got any sleep, especially since you didn't come home until 4 a.m. last night.
Oh, about that. Well, the head of the police force asked me if I could come back to the station in around 30 to 40 minutes, since we are still looking into the case I just mentioned. And I came back here to grab something to eat while I drive back to the station, and took a quick shower as well, so as much as I would like to help you, I can't right now.
Are you actually serious, Arthur? You didn't even text me about that either. Could you not have texted me on your way back home? Is it that hard to do?
Well, if my boss told me before I got back in the car and drove back here, then I would have. But no, he had to call me while I was driving back here. And besides, I actually have the day off tomorrow, so I'll guarantee you that you will be able to have an easy today tomorrow, I promise that.
Well, I hope so, especially since you haven't been helping me with Gina as of late, especially since when you aren't at work, you always catch up on your sleep, not seeming to know that you're not the only one who needs more sleep, considering that the woman you are married to takes care of your baby daughter 24/7, and mostly on my own.
Yeah, I get it, but I can't talk for much longer, since I really need to get moving back to work very soon.
So within the first few months of you being born, he was completely distant from both me and you, and only took care of you whenever he felt like it, which was on a rare occasion. And then, around a year and a half after I had you, he was still the same, not dedicating to being a father when he was not working, and I had enough of it. So one day, I had to make the right decision, and confront him about his neglectfulness towards not just you, but me as well, since he was nothing like that before you were born. Arthur, we need to talk, and we need to talk right now.
Fucking hell, Chrissy was walking in here and acting all sour all that necessary.
Oh, trying to act like you don't know. You should know exactly why I'm pissed off with you right now.
Well, I'm no fortune teller, nor am I a mind reader. I don't know what the fuck you are even talking about.
Well, you have been one thing for sure, a deadbeat and neglectful father and husband.
What? A deadbeat, a neglectful father and husband? Are you fucking high on crack or something, woman?
Well, I'm no crack addict. It's clear as day that you have dramatically changed, but not in the good way to say the least. I mean, ever since Gina was born, you haven't been doing your role as a father, you don't help me with taking care of Gina, and as well as that, you don't even want to spend time with me, your own wife, unless if it's us having sex, which has been an every now and then thing, since I don't want to have another child yet, especially since Gina is only 19 months old as of now. Like, what happened to you? You were never like this before Gina was born. I mean, you had the same job for the past 9 years, and before Gina came into the picture, you and I spent every free minute we had with each other, and on our days off, we always did something together, even if it was just doing something simple like going for walks. But after Gina came into the picture, all of that went away, and you simply pushed me away every time I asked for the one thing I've always wanted from you, an answer.
Well, it's because you should know the answer why. It's because since I'm now a highly experienced police officer, free time and days off are things that has diminished a lot. And since I'm now in charge of training beginners in the academy, the police force rely on me day in and day out, and it's difficult to find time to spend with you two.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's take the last few days you had off. You had a lot of time in the day to spend some time with me and Gina, but instead of spending time with us, you lazed around the house, saying you weren't up for doing anything, and when you left the house for several hours, you came back in the late hours of the night, and you were drunk as fuck, and you came home smelling like alcohol and women's perfume, which, side note, didn't smell like the perfume I use, and it only got me thinking, do you even love me anymore? Am I not enough for you anymore? And are you using nights out with your buddies as a cheap tactic to see other women behind my back?
Okay, now you're crashing out right now. What kind of questions are you asking yourself? Of course, I love you. If I didn't, I would have told you before we moved in together. And yes, I go out with my friends to the local bar, since I like spending time with my buddies when I'm not working. And sure, you do get a scent of other women's perfume off me, because I have friends that are female too. They're not women that I cheat on you with. I've never cheated on you. Like, do you even have trust in me anymore?
Well, if you started being more devoted to me and your own daughter, and did more than just having sex with me, then maybe I wouldn't have to believe things I tell myself.
Listen, Chrissy, I love you and Gina. You two are two of the closest people in my life, and sure, I may not spend as much time with you two as I do with my friends, but finding time to spend with you two has been harder for me. And just because the night times are times I like to spending more with my buddies, it doesn't mean that I'm cheating on you. Like, come on, just have some trust in me for once, especially since I'm trying to do the best I can to provide for all of us, since you only went back to work a few months ago, after going on maternity leave when being pregnant after having Gina. Ugh, I need some time to myself. I'm going out for some fresh air.
And that's exactly what I've been trying to tell you for the longest time. You want to go out by yourself. Would you not prefer going out with me, your own fucking wife, huh?
Well, I'd prefer to go out on my own. Talking to you while out will only make me want to hit something, and I'm not physically harming you out of anger, so please, just let me be.
Yeah, Father of the Year right there, asshole.
Mommy, why were you and Daddy fighting, and why are you angry?
Oh, it's nothing bad, Gina. Mommy and Daddy were just having a little argument, but it's okay. Both of us are fine.
Oh, okay then, but I'm really hungry right now, so are we going to have anything to eat soon?
Oh, thanks for reminding me, sweetie. So, how about you go into the kitchen, and you can help me cook? Would you like that?
Yes please. I want to help mommy cook.
Okay then, let's go. So even though the talk with your father went south real quick, I knew that something was up with him, but despite all that, it didn't stop me from bonding every day with you. Especially since the day you were born, you were, and always are one of the closest people in my life, and spending any moment I had with you always meant a lot to me, unlike some douchebag who chose his friends and alone time to himself, even over the two, quote-unquote, closest women in his life. And then, one day, after coming home from work, my suspicions about your father unfortunately came true, because, as soon as I walked in the house, I knew something was off. Huh. Okay, something is off. Why am I hearing sex noises? Are next door having sex like animals? Or is something else going on? Well, might as well go and check around the house. And then, as the noises started to become more clearer, I walked into the bedroom I once shared with your father, and that's when I saw something that I never wanted to see. Yes, one of my worst fears and biggest suspicions came true. Your father, cheating on me, and not just with any woman. It was a stripper from the once local strip club, and from there, I became enraged, and reached my boiling point with him. Arthur, what the fuck are you doing?
Chrissy, wait, it's not what you may think it is, but I thought you were going out with some friends.
Oh, don't try and change the subject. Why the fuck is there another woman in the bed we share together?
Arthur, with this woman, and you lady, what do you mean by bed you two share together?
Jessica, don't listen to her, I don't even know who she is, she must believe that I resemble someone she knows.
Oh, so you were telling this crack whore lies about me, and you, whatever your stripper name is, for your information, the man you are sleeping in the bed with happens to be my husband.
What? Arthur, I thought that you told me that you got divorced around 2 years ago, so you've been lying to me this whole time.
You, slut next to Arthur, I suggest you make a swift exit out of my house, before I lay a vicious beating into more than one dickhead present in this house.
Oh, don't worry Chrissy, I will gladly get my clothes from the bathroom and leave, and Arthur, don't ever call, or talk to me ever again, you cheating bastard.
So, do you want to start explaining, huh? Cat got your tongue.
Look Chrissy, it's a long story, can we just talk about this later?
No, I want answers right now. You really think I'm going to just wait for you to tell me about why you and a local stripper ended up in the bed you and I share? Nuh-uh, not today.
But Chrissy, you need to hear me out, because there's quite a lot that needs to be explained on what you just saw.
Oh, is that so? Well, I don't think a lot needs to be explained. You are cheating on me, because nowadays, I'm not enough for you, and you've been using your nights out with your friends as a cheap tactic to find other women to hook up with, because you can't keep your dick out of other women's vaginas. You might as well admit it now, because my previous suspicions about you all seem to be true this whole time, aren't they? Come on, don't keep me waiting, especially since I'm this close to getting the reasons out of you by force. So, you better give me answers, right here, right now.
You want the truth? Fine. I admit it, I used my nights out with my friends as a way to find other women to hook up with, and whenever I told you that I was going out with my friends, or working the extra shifts, I actually went to the local strip club, got extremely drunk, and had sex with numerous strippers back at their houses. And the women I had sex with were way more satisfying than you, since you never seem to want to have sex with me nowadays, which is why I've been cheating on you. And if I'm going to be honest, I had plans to break up, divorce, and leave you for so long, but never really knew the right time to do it, especially since I only married you, so that I can have a child with more than one woman I formed a romantic relationship with. Yep, that's right, I do indeed have another woman pregnant, with my child, and I've been secretly dating her behind your back for several months now. And unlike you, she actually satisfies me whenever I feel like getting in the mood, and she is always up for sex on a common basis, unlike your sorry ass. So if you want to go ahead and divorce me, then go ahead, since you'll be doing me a favor, rather than doing something to ruin my life. Oh, what's wrong? Got nothing to say, huh? Well, if that's the case, I will gladly pack your things and kick you out of my house, so my new girlfriend can replace you. Man. Finally, even though it didn't go the way I wanted, at least I now get to finally get that stupid bitch out of my life. Well, better call my girl and let her know the news.
So, you finally want to admit that I was never enough for you? Well, so glad you did, and if this woman is so-called better than me, you can have her, but not in this house. Nuh-uh, I have the rights to this house, so it looks like you will have to go to your side chick's house, and start your new downfall there. Oh, and if you married me, just for the sake of having a child, you will never see your daughter, or me, ever again. Because I'm taking full custody of Gina and I'm filing a restraining order against you, on both my and Gina's behalfs. Now, I'm going to pack all of your things, and you are getting the fuck out of this house, not me. Well, why are you just standing there? Start walking, get the fuck out of my life. I never ever want to see you ever again.
Chrissy, please. A lot of the stuff I said wasn't true. I was just angry at myself for breaking the trust we had. Like I told you, there's a lot to explain. And that woman that I told you about, who I got pregnant, I don't want to be with her. I want to be with you, so please. Please let us talk this out.
I fucking said no. What part of that do you not get? I don't want to talk, nor look at you anymore, so start walking, before I take serious action. Well, here's to a new chapter in my life, living as a single mother, and losing someone I thought had always loved me since our days in high school. Why? Why, Arthur, how could you betray the love we once had for one another, marry me for the sole purpose of having a child, cheating on me with various women, including strippers, and getting another woman pregnant, as well as living a double life? How could have I not been enough for him, after everything we went through?
Mommy, are you okay? Why are you crying? You look sad.
Oh, no Gina, Mommy is okay. Mommy is just having a bad day today, that's all.
Oh no, what happened? Was someone not nice to you today?
Yes Gina, someone was very mean to me today, but don't worry, Mommy is still okay. I'm still here, and always will be here, for you. So to sum up everything, your father was very loving and caring to me at the start. But after you were born, he became very neglectful towards both you and I, and cheated on me with several women, simply due to him having an unhealthy addiction to sex, and simply believing that I was never enough for him. And that's why I have always considered you as the closest person in my life, simply due to you being a main figure in my life ever since you were born, and considering that I had a more loving connection to you, compared to the man who was half responsible for bringing you into the world. And that, Gina, is the main reason why your father is no longer in either of our lives anymore, since the decision I made in regards to him was better for both of us.
Oh, my God. Mom. Are you actually serious? So all of this time, my dad was a drunken asswipe that had no intention of being a positive role model in my life. Why didn't you ever tell me about it? And why did it take you so long to tell me everything?
Well, aside from you wanting to know, and you needing to know about it before you move on to other things away from home, the main reason why I neglected to tell you is because I felt that if I told you earlier, you would probably never want to talk to me ever again, especially considering that you have been on the troublemaking side of things. for several years, and I felt that telling you would only make you want to distance yourself further from me, which would have left me feeling alone in this house. Considering that Jared only permanently moved in with you and I 5 months ago, and you do know how much Jared has meant to me in my life for the last few months. And even though I do appreciate you bringing him up as a cause of your behavior, I'm really sorry for keeping this secret away from you for so long, Gina.
It's okay, Mom, but my God, all this time, my father never wanted to be in my life, and considering everything I did, it just makes me feel worse now. Why?
Hey, Gina, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Please talk to me about it. I'm the only one here.
Well, acting the way I have been over the past few years have made me feel like I failed you as a daughter, and not knowing about my father's true colors, it only makes me feel like I could have done so much better for you. But no, I turned myself into this, a useless bitch who dedicated her life to troublemaking. And considering that I'm less than 1 year away from being a legal adult, is there even any point in me redeeming myself this far into my life?
Hey Gina, please don't say those things about yourself. You are not a bitch, and I can gladly say that with no regret. And besides, even though you caused trouble, and even though you crossed certain boundaries, your actions never landed you in prison, did they? No, they just landed you in trouble with me and other adults you came in contact with. And Gina, even though you will be turning 18 this year, it's never too late to change your ways, since you are still young, and you still have plenty to live up for. And considering that you are in your last few months of high school, I do see you graduating from 12th grade without issue, since your teachers, primarily Mrs. Christina, have seen major improvements from not just you, but even Gab as well, since you two have actually been making an effort in your classes, turning in your homework more consistently, and more on time as well. And Gina, if you want to make the improvements on changing your ways for the better, you can make the improvements right now, and leave all of this behind you. And I will be more than willing to be there by your side, for every remaining step of the way. And Gina, I always want you to remember this, you have been one of the few remaining major parts of my life ever since you were born. And 17 years later, nothing has changed, considering that the amount of love I've had for you always stayed the same, especially since you are my one and only daughter, and even when you caused trouble in the past, it hasn't changed the amount of love I've had for you. And I could never, ever, ask for another daughter like you, Gina, and you need to remember that going into the future, since you and I have remained close ever since you were born, and all I ask is to remain having this bond we have right now, then, now, and until the days we go to heaven.
Wow. You really mean that, Mom? Wow, that has really made me feel more secure about myself. And to be honest, Mom, I have been having intentions of moving on from troublemaking and just putting more focus on my studies, since like what you've said, my teachers have been noticing changes in my attitude in class and my level of commitment to classwork, since some of them have told me to my face that they have been liking the way I've been acting nowadays. And yes, Gab is the exact same as well, since we are still close friends. But as far as Kevin goes, well, he hasn't felt the same either. He still feels like aggravating things and trying to get me and Gab involved. And if I'm to put my full focus on my studies, I feel like it's time to move on from him, and that includes breaking up with him until he commits to changing.
Well, if I'm going to be honest, I always felt that Kevin wasn't the right person to be around, but I felt that getting in the way of things would have made things worse for me. And I do agree with what you said, since he clearly is the same troublemaking teenager. I think it is time to move away from him, and Gab should do the same as well.
Well, since we definitely are in an agreement on that, I will definitely be moving on from him, and I will end my relationship with him whenever I see him next.
Well, you do what you need to do, especially if it means that your studies will become a major part of your last few months in high school. Anyways, I'm going to head downstairs and get dinner started, so, if you need me, do give me a shout.
Wait, Mom, one more thing.
Yes, what is it?
Maybe, could we hug it out, for old time's sakes, and for helping me realize about how bad of a man my dad really was?
Ah. Of course, Gina, I'd definitely be up for that. So, come give Mama a hug just like the old times.
I don't say this to you often enough, but all I can really say right now is thanks for everything you have managed to give me throughout my life. And even though I don't act like it, I'm still grateful for everything you have managed to give me, since you have never given up on me, even when I was causing trouble.
Well, I know how grateful you have been, regardless of how you've been feeling, since I always knew you had a heart that was pure. You were just unsure on how to properly use it. And I'm always grateful for having you in my life, and never giving up on you, since you are, and always have been the closest person in my life, throughout your entire existence.
Well, this is something interesting to see. You two finally getting along, and showing the connection I always knew you two had. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, Jared, you were right about everything, and letting the old times slip through our minds, and finally letting the past fade away, and put more focus towards the future.
She's right about that. And Jared, I never got to tell you this, but in regards to you and my mom being together, I don't have anything negative against you being with my mom, since you do seem to be a very down-to-earth guy, and someone who has made my mom more happy than she's ever been in such a long time. And to be honest, Jared, since I won't be around in this house forever, I wouldn't mind forming some kind of bond with you going forward, especially if you do end up marrying my mom in the future. Which if you do, I will have no problem accepting you as my stepfather, even though I will be over 18, a legal adult.
Well, to be honest, Gina, I would also like to form a bond with you, especially before you to move out of this house, and move on to other things in your life. And I'm happy that you're willing to letting me be in your mom's life, since your mom has considered me a main reason why she feels happy and loved again, by more than just you. And Gina, to be honest, even though you're only showing it now, I do see you and I getting along together, and maybe even finding similarities in our personalities, and our likes.
Well, this day has been way more eventful than first imagined, realizing what was causing Gina's behavior, revealing her father's true colors, finally getting along with Gina, and now Gina and Jared, hoping to form a positive bond with each other. Wow, the future is looking bright for all three of us going forward, I just know it.
Great. I've so fucking had it with my life. Recently turned 18, and now I lose my one and only true love. That stupid bitch Gina broke up with me, and now hates me for no reason. And all over her daddy issues, and taking advice from that crack whore she has for a mother, who's been talking shit about me behind closed doors. I don't know why it has to be my life going to shit, and no one else's. It's not fucking fair.
Does that kid ever know when to shut the fuck up? Like, how many more times is he gonna crash out over pure bullshit?
You think you're the only one fed up with his bullshit? I mean, I too think that kid needs more than just a talking to. He needs a psychiatrist real quick.
Well, you're not wrong there, but should we go up there and set him straight, for like the 10,000th time?
Well, I will. You just save your energy, in case of we need to give that son of ours another country-style ass whooping, since you swing way harder than I do.
I swear to God, the next time I see that bitch, I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of her, for ruining my life, betraying my trust, and... Mom, are you fucking serious right now? Why do you always have to barge in here while I'm in the middle of a serious crash out?
First off, you watch who you are talking to, boy. I'm your mother. And secondly, your constant crash outs are becoming way too much of a problem with your father and I. I mean, every time, when your father and I are just trying to have some alone time with each other, you're having a crash out over something purely ridiculous.
Oh, and like you know what my life is like, every time I try to do something I simply like doing, I always get berated and screamed at by someone, whether it's you, Dad, one of my teachers, or my principal, all of which are straight up sensitive bitches, or some random bitch I joke with on the streets.
Firstly, don't you point the finger at me, like I'm to blame for your crash outs. You get berated and screamed at by someone, whether it's being a dick towards them, or pulling off one of your so-called pranks, some of which cause damage to the classroom of your choice, and sometimes, sending the teacher in question to the hospital. And from what I can call, robbing something from a random person on the streets, simply for a laugh, isn't supposed to be funny, especially on one occasion, where you stole an African American's bike and rode off on it. You literally got chased by over half a dozen black guys, and you nearly got assaulted by them. But you were so lucky that you ran into the police, which prevented you from getting sent to the hospital over your own stupidity. And at this point, we are honestly planning on setting you up with a psychiatrist, since it's clear that you need serious help with your issues, all of which were your own fault.
Bitch, I don't need a fucking psychiatrist. I need people to stop ruining my life, and just let me live my life the way I want it to. And furthermore, more and more people have been cutting me loose from their friend groups. And now most recently, I lost my sexy-ass girlfriend, for simply no reason.
Oh, so you clearly don't get anything that makes sense nowadays. It's pretty obvious why Gina is now distancing herself from you, and even broke up with you as well. It's because she's actually looking to make a positive change in her life, and being with you is going to prevent her from doing so, unless if you choose to change your ways, which looking at the way you've been acting, and your poor performance at school, doesn't seem likely, not gonna lie. And as well as that, she wants to improve her relationship with her mom, who wants to see her succeed, after all of the terrible shit you went through with Gina's biological dad. And furthermore, if you keep on crashing out and talking back to me like that, your father will have no problem coming up here and giving you a country-style ass whooping. And I don't think you want to keep one of those, so you better watch who you talk to and how you speak to that certain person. Anyways, I'm going back downstairs to continue watching TV with your father. And I better not hear you yelling for the rest of the day. Are we clear on that?
Whatever. Like I give a shit about barely anything nowadays.
Boy, you better not test us. Either keep your trap shut, or it's ass whooping time, country style. Do not push my buttons, boy. I'm warning you.
Well, this day is just getting better, isn't it? Being threatened by my own mother with an ass whooping. All because she can't understand the problems going on with my life right now, and worse of all, not even bothering to help me with it, just taking what I said and leaving it to rot. And if I'm being honest, I'm not going to be staying away from Gina one bit, because she needs to realize that once she is aligned with me, she can never leave, especially against my will. And unlike what she thinks, I'm not that easy to get rid of. And since I've been seeing and overhearing Gina planning to meet up with Dora and Caillou later today, I'm going to make sure that I get the message through to Gina's head, by making sure that she learns a strict lesson on why you don't under any circumstances cut me off and get away with it, and I know just the ally to help me out with this.
You know, Gina, after forming a friendship with you over the last week, Caillou and I can definitely see that there always was a good side of you hiding behind your troublemaking ways. And we are so grateful for you, finally managing to just be yourself and be honest about your life, especially around people who simply want to help.
Well, I can definitely say the same in regard to myself, Dora, and I'm just so happy that I finally got to form bonds with the right people within the right crowds. And I'm so thrilled that you and Caillou managed to accept me within your friend group really quick, especially considering that I targeted you two the most, back when I was a troublemaker.
Well, considering that both of our parents have always been best friends with your mom, they were definitely quick to tell us everything about your past, and both of us knew that you always had a chance at improving yourself, considering that you are only 17, and we are so grateful that you managed to change your ways now. Considering that we will be graduating from high school within the next 3 to 4 months, and moving on to further our own lives in whatever we wish to pursue in the future.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Caillou, and to be honest, being in 12th grade and realizing that improving my work ethic might actually help me get through my final year in high school was actually one of the main motives behind me wanting to improve, especially since I managed to gain various teachers' attentions, but this time round, for all the right reasons, most notably from Mrs. Christina and Miss Martin, and managed to realize that they are there to help me if I actually need assistance in whatever it is I struggle with.
Oh my god, seeing you bond with these two jack-offs just makes me want to hurl all over this park.
Kevin, how many more fucking times have I told you to stay away from me? What part of don't talk to me until further notice do you not understand, huh? Enlighten me.
Yeah, like for real, Kevin, why can't you just let Gina be free for more than one day? You need to face the fact that Gina doesn't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah, real shit, Dora. Also, Gab, why are you here? Does this even concern you?
Well, to be for real, Caillou, I didn't want to be here. But
Gab, remember what I said? Let me do all the talking.
Oh, so you don't even want to give one of my friends a chance to speak, huh? Cutting her off when she was actually about to say something, just like what you did with me, right?
Bitch, Gab doesn't need to say anything, especially considering that she is more pissed off at you, cutting me, and even her out of our friend group. Am I right, Gab? Hey, Gab, are you deaf or something? Did you not just hear what I said?
Boy, I'm literally standing right here next to you. What do you think my answer is?
Well then why aren't you showing any displeasure in both of us being out of Gina's friend group? Huh, aren't you upset and livid at her?
No, the fuck I'm not. In fact, I'm actually quite happy for Gina, especially since much like her, I'm getting sick of you always controlling me. And I'm getting sick of always having to be a part of your troublemaking schemes when I don't want to do that shit anymore, especially since I want to focus on my schoolwork, especially since I'm finally getting the help I always wanted from all of my teachers, and being alongside you any longer is honestly not my time anymore.
What, Gab, please tell me that you're joking. You don't actually mean all of those things, right? Like, come on, fuck school. And fuck the future going forward, right?
Does it look like I'm fucking playing? Fuck, no, I'm being dead serious, especially since I actually want to go to college, and I actually want to pursue a career in childcare. You know what? I've fucking had it with you. Don't ever fucking talk to me, or even acknowledge me again, Kevin. I'm fucking done with you, and this time, permanently. Because I'm done with my troublemaking ways. And I'm no longer getting involved with any of your bullshit anymore. Oh, and Gina, I'll say this, if you want to come round, and just talk to me civilly, you know where I live. Now I'm going home, since I never wanted to come out here in the first place.
Well, looks like you just lost another friend in Gab. Maybe now you'll start to realize that we're equal to you, and we should be able to live out whatever lives we want. And at this point, unless if you want to apologize for everything you did, maybe you should just leave, and maybe take time to soak in what I just said.
You know what? Fine, I'll leave. But don't you think I'm staying away from you anytime soon, Gina? You better have eyes in the back of your fucking head. I fucking hate you all.
Wow, does that kid have mental issues or something? Like, how immature can he possibly get? Especially since all 9 of my younger siblings can act more mature than him. And they all are younger than him, more of them being a lot younger than him, considering that Kevin is now a legal adult, aged 18.
Yeah, I can say the same as you, Caillou. I mean, Isabella and Guillermo act more mature than him, and both of them aren't even teenagers yet.
Well, I don't have any younger siblings, and I don't know your younger siblings all too much, aside from Rosie, Daisy, and Cody, and even I agree with what you two just said, and this is another one of the main reasons why I changed for the better, so I can move away from his childish antics, and not get involved in any more troublemaking.
Well, in regards to moving away, you moved away from him at the best time, and it looks like Gab is going to do the same thing going forward, which is honestly better for her.
Yeah, you're right, Dora. I mean, I've been friends with Gab since we were toddlers, and I still want to have a positive friendship with her. And with what just unfolded there, I do hope that I can talk to her very soon, and continue having the friendship we have had for nearly 15 years. Anyways, I'm going to start heading home now, since I don't want to be out way past my curfew.
Well, Dora and I were planning on doing the same thing too, and maybe, if you're available tomorrow, would you like to meet up with us, as well as Clementine, Sarah and Leo?
Well, that sounds good to me. I'll definitely let you know if I'm available when I get the chance, so I guess I'll see you two tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow, Gina.
Well, if that bitch wants to continue avoiding me, like the pathetic bitch she is now, and since I can't find Gab anywhere, she's in the wrong place, at the right time, for plan B. Time for me and Batty Mix smashing shit to go and smash that stupid bitch's brains in.
Yeah, Mom, don't worry, I'll be home within the next few minutes. Caillou and I were just about to start heading home now, so I'll see you when I get home. Well, Caillou, like what I just said to my mom, we better start heading home now, before we also break curfew as well. Oh my God, Caillou, what was that?
I don't know, Dora, but I'm going to go and see what happened, because who knows, it could be Gina, since she was the only one here in the park with us just now.
Well, that was coming to my mind as well, so let's just hope it's not as bad as we think it is. I just don't want it to be what I think it could be. Oh my fucking God. Holy shit, Gina, what happened to you? You look like you got one hell of a beating.
Well, Dora, I.
Yes? Who did this to you, Gina? Gina? Gina, can you hear me? Oh no, Caillou, call an ambulance right now. Gina is now unconscious and unresponsive.
You don't have to tell me twice, Dora. I'm calling them right now. Just try and make sure that Gina is still alive.
Oh God, Gina, please stay with us. I can't bear to see you in this state. I really hope you do wake up very soon.
Babe, are you alright? What's with the face?
Well, Jared, by any chance, did you receive any phone call or text message from Gina?
Well, no, I haven't. Why do you ask?
Well, it's because Gina texted me well over 30 minutes ago, and she hasn't returned home, and I'm asking you, because of how long ago she texted me, and knowing where she is. I mean, I don't think it takes Gina over 30 minutes to return home from the park, and when she texted me, she told me that she was already starting to walk home.
Well, that is kind of strange, but who knows, maybe she's walking a few of her friends home, just so they aren't alone. I mean, I did it a lot when I was her age.
Oh no, I can only imagine who it could be at the door. I hope it's nothing bad in relation to Gina. Hey Dora and Caillou, what are you two doing here? And also, where's Gina? I thought she was with you two at the park earlier.
Well, Chrissy, that's why we're here, because what we have to tell you is in relation to Gina.
Oh no, I'm not liking the sound of that, judging by your faces, but go ahead and tell me, I'm all ears on this.
Well, to put it simply, Gina had left the park by herself, right before Dora and I left the park to go home, and before we left, we heard a woman screaming from a distance. And when Dora and I went to see who was screaming, to our horror, we saw Gina, on the floor, covered in marks and open wounds, as well as blood gushing down her entire face.
What? So you're telling me that my baby girl got badly assaulted by someone at the park? Well, who did it to her, and what condition is she in right now?
Well, there's more we have to tell you, Chrissy. So, when we saw Gina on the floor all badly beaten, I tried talking to her, and tried asking her who caused her injuries. And right before she was about to tell me, she slipped into unconsciousness, and she stopped responding.
No, not Gina, not my little baby girl, Dora and Caillou, where is she? I want to see my daughter, whether she's unconscious or not.
Well, as of right now, Chrissy, she's in the hospital, because, before we came here, we called an ambulance to take Gina to the hospital, straight from the park, and that led Caillou and I to come here, because my mom is coming here to take me and Caillou to the hospital, since we were the last two to see her conscious.
Yeah, and if you want, you and Jared can come to the hospital with us in Dora's mom's car.
Oh my god, Kalo, that's a no-brainer. Yes, Jared and I will come to the hospital with you three, because like I said, I want to see my daughter, especially if she is still alive.
Chrissy, listen to me. Caillou and I can confirm that Gina is still alive, and I'm pretty sure she'll wake up, even if it takes a while for her to wake up from what happened to her. And the worst case scenario could be that she will be put into a coma for a certain amount of time, so don't worry, I'm almost certain that Gina will still live after this. So for now, I would suggest getting some of Gina's belongings and taking them with you to the hospital, and tell Jared about this, since he needs to know this as well.
Okay, I will, but maybe, can you two give me a hand, just so I know that I have the right number of clothes and essentials to bring to the hospital with me?
Sure, Chrissy, and about Gina's phone, I have it with me in my pocket, since it was in the pocket of her skirt when we found her.
Oh my, thanks Caillou, you're a true lifesaver. So, let's just go inside, alert Jared about this, and get Gina's essentials packed and to the hospital.
Gab, do you have a minute? Okay Dora, what do you want to talk to me about? Well, I just want to ask you, after you left the park last Friday, after letting your rage out on Kevin, did you go anywhere else by any chance? Well, no I didn't. I went straight home after that. Why do you ask? Well, I don't know if you are aware of this, but ever since Friday, Gina has been in the hospital. Wait, what? She's in the hospital since Friday, and no one told me about it? What happened to her? Well, I can't fully explain what happened, but from what Caillou and I witnessed, it looked like Gina was badly assaulted by someone with the use of a pretty deadly weapon. And ever since that night, she's been in a self-induced coma, and still hasn't woken up from it yet. What? Are you kidding me? Well, to tell you, I don't know what happened, and I don't know who caused it. I swear on my life, I would never beat someone to the point of unconsciousness. Also, is it possible to see Gina at any point today? I really want to go and see her. I honestly don't give a fuck about what condition she is in. Well, I believe that they are allowing people to see her, in case if she does wake up from her coma without the presence of doctors. So I think you should go up there and see her, especially if you are very concerned about her. Well, hopefully they'll let me see her, because if I'm being honest, I'm starting to do exactly what Gina has been doing, moving away from all negative influences I was once around, and stay away from troublemaking. And as well as that, I've mainly been focusing on schoolwork and my own mental health, since the whole troublemaking era I was once involved in is long gone and forgotten about, especially since I will be 18 this year, and I really do hope that Gina wakes up from her coma soon, so that I can continue my long-lasting friendship with her, but only this time, in a whole new direction, without any assholes getting in our way. Well, judging by your reaction, I can tell that you are being completely honest, because honestly, knowing from experience, you would never beat someone to death with a weapon. And Gab, it's okay to let any emotions you've been keeping hidden in front of me, since it's pretty normal to get emotional in front of people who only mean good to you. And I can definitely see your and Gina's friendship continuing, especially considering how long you two have been friends for, and knowing from what happened last Friday at the park, because the rage you let out in front of Kevin didn't look staged, especially since you looked legitimately angry at Kevin for forcing you to confront Gina against your own will. And Gab, I will say this, since you have been putting more focus on your schoolwork and studies, if you need any help or assistance with anything, in any subject, or if you want to study with someone, you're more than welcome to join me, Caillou, and Gina's study group. It consists of the three of us, along with most of our year group. And we always study in the local library outside of the high school Monday to Friday, for up to 2 hours each day, studying whatever subject we choose, and we always help each other with anything in any subject we have trouble with, whether it would be maths, English, history, geography, and etc. And if Gina could be welcomed into our study group, so can you. So, would you be up for that? You know, that would actually be a good idea, especially since it would be nice to have someone help me out, because, despite improving my grades drastically, I've been having trouble with history and maths, so having a place in your study group sounds like a really good idea. So yes, I'll definitely take part in your study group, but maybe, would it be okay if I started with your group tomorrow, since I want to go to the hospital after school ends, and hopefully get a chance to see Gina? Of course it's fine, Gab, you can join our study group whenever you want, so, whenever you want to start, let me know, so I can alert the others within our study group.
Oh, good morning Gab and Dora, is everything okay?
Oh, good morning Mrs. Christina. Yes, everything is fine. I've just been informing Gab about what happened to Gina last Friday, since she wasn't aware of it until now.
Oh yeah, that event. Well, I really do hope she is doing alright, especially since her mother hasn't been herself ever since knowing about what happened to her. And she's been granted time off work, until Gina eventually wakes up from her coma, or whether she feels stable enough to come in and teach.
Well, I can definitely agree with what you said there, especially since it was Caillou and I that had to break the news to her, after finding her all beaten and battered at the park.
Oh yeah, she told me that, and you and Caillou definitely showed a very noble side of you, for getting Gina to the hospital, before alerting anyone about the situation.
Speaking of which, Mrs. Christina, are you going up to the hospital at any time to see her?
Well, I have plans to go up there and see her today, after school, along with Principal Violet. Why, are you going up there to see her?
Well, yes, Yes, I am, especially since I do want to see her regardless of her condition, since she has been one of my closest friends for nearly 15 years.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want Gab, you can come with me and Principal Violet in my car, and all three of us can go and see Gina together, after school, if you want obviously.
You know what, that actually is a good idea, Mrs. Christina, so yes, I'll go with you too, especially since like I said, I do want to see Gina regardless if she's awake or not.
Okay, so, wait for us outside the front entrance of the school, and we'll go to the hospital from there, but in the meantime, you two better get to class now, before the bell goes, and I'll see you two in English after lunch break.
Okay, see you later, Mrs. Christina. Well, we better get to maths, before we get marked late, so, let's go.
Hey Jennifer, how is Gina doing? Is she still unresponsive?
Well, as of right now, she is still unresponsive, and her mother left around 30 minutes ago, so you can see her alone. Also Gab, just to ask, why are you here?
Well, Dora told me about it today at school, since I was never told about it until today, and since Mrs. Christina and Principal Violet were coming here as well, I decided to go with them, since I too had plans to come up here today as well.
Oh, I see. Well, all three of you can come this way. Gina's room isn't too far from here.
What's your name? Are you...
Okay, Amy, Samantha, and Gab, here she is. So, I'll give you three as much time as you want. Also, if you want anything, feel free to inform me or one of the other nurses.
Oh my god, just look at her. It definitely looks like whoever assaulted her gave her one really vicious beating. But for real, who would do such a thing to someone like Gina?
Only the sickest of the sickest would do this, Samantha. Most likely, it would be someone who didn't have any previous heat with Gina, just some sick fuck who likes to hurt people.
That definitely isn't a far-fetched answer, Amy. I mean, the only people I can ever recall Gina having heat with are with people who Gina squashed beef with, especially Dora and Caillou. So yeah, it probably was someone that had no prior history with her.
Gab, are you okay?
Hey, Gab, what's wrong? Talk to us.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine, Mrs. Christina and Principal Violet. It's just, seeing Gina in the state she's in now, it really pains me to see her unresponsive. Especially since I've been really good friends with her since we were toddlers, and I just want her to wake up soon, since I don't like seeing people knocked out and unconscious. Especially since I watched both of my grandparents on my dad's side of the family pass away in front of me, and they too are unconscious and not saying a single word.
Gab, we can definitely understand where you're coming from, and also, I too know what it's like watching someone die right in front of me, since I too watched my father slowly die right in front of me as well, and trust me, it did really hurt me, but in this case, Gina is going to be fine, and she definitely is going to wake up from her coma. It's unsure when, but we can guarantee that it will be very soon.
Yeah, Gab, Gina will be fine, and once she wakes up, I definitely do think you will have a very interesting conversation with her the next time you see her awake, and you definitely don't have to worry about any possibility of Gina passing away, since she was rushed to hospital minutes after falling unconscious. Meaning that she didn't suffer any aneurysms or brain hemorrhages, and she is definitely going to survive.
Okay, I get where you two are coming from. And also, sorry if I got a little too emotional.
Hey, it's fine, Gab, you don't have to be sorry at all. Besides, we all get emotional sometimes in our lives. Also, Amy and I are about to head out to the car. Do you want us to bring you home, or are you okay walking?
Well, if you two aren't in any rush, Could you bring me home? But before you do, I just want to spend another minute with Gina, alone, if you two are okay with that?
Well, we aren't in any rush, so I guess we'll wait for you out in the car, but try not to be too long, since we do have families we need to get home to.
Okay, Mrs. Christina, I won't spend too much time alone with her. Oh my god, Gina, just seeing you like this is really giving me the shivers, seeing you unresponsive, and not knowing when you are going to wake up from this coma only hits that little bit harder at my heartstrings, but hopefully you won't be unconscious for that much longer, especially since everyone wants you to wake up from this nightmare as quick as possible, which most definitely applies to your mother, Jared, myself, and all of your close friends. And I do hope that when you are awake, and discharged from hospital, we can still continue our long-lasting friendship, and maybe even take it a step further than what it once was, especially since we've known each other ever since we were toddlers, and I've always loved you, in more than one way, but until that day eventually arrives, I'll see you soon, Gina.
Gab. You are supposed to be home over an hour ago, and you did not answer any of our phone calls. Where the hell were you?
Okay, I'm not going to lie to you too, but I was at the hospital, along with Principal Violet and Mrs. Christina.
Huh? The hospital? Why were you up there? You don't look like you got hurt in any way today. Were you meeting someone up there?
Wait a minute, Gab, by any chance, were you up at the hospital visiting Gina?
What? Ari, how did you know I was up there?
Wait, Ariana, Gina is in the hospital. What happened to her, and how long has she been in the hospital for?
What? No one told you? Gina has been in the hospital, in a coma, for several days now, after an incident at the park. How did neither of you know about this?
Well, we weren't told by anybody about this, and we didn't see any article about it in any newspaper. But better question, how did you and Gab find out?
Dad, articles about incidents that happened in our city aren't labeled in most newspaper nowadays. That's why technology and social media exists in nearly everyone's hands. But to tell you, Ronald showed me an article on the CBN website, as well as a clip that was posted to the Kremlin Bay News YouTube channel. Hold on, I'll show you the article. Here, Mom and Dad, one of you take my phone, and have a little read of the news article.
Oh my god, poor Gina, I really hope she is doing okay, and just when she was starting to improve her ways for the better.
I know, Amelia, like seriously, who would do such a thing to Gina? Who would have the audacity to do something so harmful to an innocent young woman?
Gab, are you alright?
Gab. Is there something wrong? Do you want to talk to us? What on earth was that all about?
I don't know, honey, but it was definitely odd of her to run away from us crying. Do you think she is hiding something from us?
Wait, you don't think that she was someone who was responsible for putting Gina in the hospital?
Dad, that's ridiculous. You know that Gab would never assault someone to the point of unconsciousness, and I don't think Gab would put her friend of 15 years in the hospital.
Look, I'm not saying she definitely was. I'm only saying it could be a possibility. I'm not randomly confirming anything.
Well, not trying to take sides here, Duncan, but Ariana does have a point. Gab wouldn't assault one of her long-lasting friends to the point of unconsciousness. But at this point, that should be kept aside for now. I think we need to go and talk to her, and see why she just randomly walked away from us, completely out of the blue.
Yeah, you're right, Mom, and to be honest, I think it should only be one of us going to her room to talk to her, just to be on the safe side.
Well, since Gab usually likes to talk to me about how she's feeling every now and then, I'll go and talk to her.
Man. I really do hope Gab is doing alright, especially since she has been acting very different lately, in regards to her behavior and general attitude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all feel the same way, Dad. I mean, as Gab's older sister, I'm worried about her, and I really hope she isn't feeling like doing something she might regret.
Years of my life, wasted, devoted to the wrong people, and pulled into scenarios I never wanted to be a part of, and while Kevin wasn't the only one who dragged me into them. He's definitely been the worst out of all of them. If only I cut ties with him earlier, and just moved on with my life, without him in the picture. But no, I had to dedicate a good chunk of my teenage life into causing trouble, and getting in trouble with more than just my parents. And now my best friend of nearly 15 years is in the hospital, in a coma, without having a chance to sort things out with me. I just want Gina to wake up from her coma, so we can sort things out, and maybe remain close friends, and finish out the remainder of 12th grade together, without any troublemaking getting in our ways.
Gab sweetie, is everything okay? Do you want to talk to me about it? It's just you and me, in the comfort of your own room.
Okay, if it's just you and me, I'll tell you. Basically, ever since Gina changed her ways, and made amends with all of her previous enemies, I began having thoughts of doing the same. But however, Kevin still had a grip over me, and after Gina walked up to Kevin, and broke up with him on the spot, he became more enraged, and basically threatened to harm not just me, but everyone I loved as well, if I was to end my friendship with him, at any time.
What? He actually threatened to harm you, if you made a decision that was right for you? Gab, why didn't you tell me or your father about this until now?
Well, knowing Kevin's violent nature, and knowing that he would most likely resort to what he threatened me with, I kept quiet out of fear for not just myself, but you, Dad, Ari, and other people's safeties, until that last Friday night, when I told you I was meeting up with him. Basically, while we did meet up, he didn't tell me why we were meeting up until I actually met up with him in person, and that was when he told me the plan about getting Gina back on the troublemaking side of things, and Gina was with Dora and Caillou at the time of this happening. And he told me that I was going to be used as an extra source of disappointment in relation to her leaving the troublemaking group, and when I initially told him no, he grabbed me by my top, and threatened me with what he previously threatened me with before, after Gina broke up with him. Simple point, I had to go along with it no matter what.
Wait, so you're telling me that Kevin was trying to keep you in the troublemaking side of things against your will, and simply used you to try and get Gina back into troublemaking?
Well, yes, and that was when I had enough, and that was when I lashed out at him, and ended up cutting ties with him, and leaving him there with no support by his side anymore. And since that night, I haven't spoken to him, nor acknowledged him in any way, and I blocked him on all social medias, and blocked his phone number, and from what Dora told me at school, from happened that night, it led to Gina being in the hospital, which could mean that Kevin was responsible for Gina being put into a coma. But I'm not concerned about that right now, I'm more concerned about Gina, and when she does eventually wake up from her coma, all I want, is to remain good friends with her. Especially since we have been friends for nearly 15 years, and nothing has ever separated our friendship, and considering where she ended up in, I honestly do believe that it was my actions that caused Gina to end up in a coma, considering that, like I stated, Kevin might have been responsible for putting Gina in the hospital, and I'm just so worried that I might be Kevin's next target, meaning that I could possibly face the same consequences Gina suffered, especially if Kevin put Gina in the hospital, which could then lead to him going after you, Dad, Ari, and possibly others as well, all over me wanting to change my ways, and move away from him, bettering myself and my future.
Gab, I want you to listen to me, so please, understand what I'm about to say to you. Kevin is not going to do anything to you, or any of our family. Just because Gina is in the hospital, it doesn't mean that you or any of his so-called targets will be next. And besides, if Kevin does try to put any of us in the hospital, he will not be liking the consequences of his actions, since he could face jail time for assault and battery, and if he did assault Gina, he can get charged for battery on a minor, since Gina is 17, and he is 18, and if he commits the same act on more people going forward, which I highly doubt he will do, his potential sentence in jail will only be upped, only getting longer, with more charges coming in per victim, but I don't think he would have the balls to assault anyone else, since I believe his threats were only empty threats. And Gab, considering how long you and Gina have been friends for, and considering that Gina saw you cut ties with Kevin right in front of her, I do believe that you and her can make things right, and continue your friendship, considering how close you two always were with each other, ever since you two were toddlers. And Gab, I'm loving the fact that you do want to actually improve, and move away from troublemaking for good, which is honestly best for you going forward, since you will be turning 18 this year, and wrapping up time in high school for good, that is, if you do good enough in your final exams, before moving on to third-level education. And I've been seeing small improvements in regards to that, since you have actually been improving your behavior in school, and actually improving your work ethic as well. Since much like Gina, you have also been bringing your grades up, which hasn't been gone unnoticed, considering what I've been hearing from all of your teachers. And Gab, I want you to know this as well, even though you obviously know this, me, your father, and your sister Ariana have always loved you ever since the day you were born. And there has never been any favoritism between you and Ariana, since we love both of you equally, we don't love one of you more than the other. And considering the path Gina went down recently, if it can happen to her, it can happen to you as well, especially since Dora of all people, told you about what happened to her. And I do think that Dora and Caillou would be willing to accept you as a friend, especially if you make amends with both of them, and put all of the past behind all of you, which will then lead you to make more friends in the future, and make your future look brighter than ever, since your father and I do see a great potential future for you, Gab.
Wow, you actually mean that, Mom. Wow, that has made me feel better now. Thank you so much, Mom.
Hey, no problem, sweetie. Besides, I only say what's true about this family, and I only see things getting better for you in the future, especially if you continue to act the way you are right now, moving away from the things holding you back, and improving on what's important for your future.
Well, I know I don't normally say this, but thanks for everything you have managed to do for me, since I've always been thankful for everything you have done for me and Ariana.
Well, I already knew that, since your father and I do our best to provide for you and Ariana, since you two are our two babies, and always will be our two precious baby girls. So, to take your mind off of everything negative, how about you and I go out for some fresh air together, just you and me? Would you like that?
You know what? That would actually be a great idea, Mom. So yes, I'll go out with you, and maybe, while we're out, I can tell you about what happened at school today. Since there is actually a lot I need to tell you about, especially in regards to Dora, and what she plans to offer me for the remainder of 12th grade.
Well, I'm really intrigued to know what this is, so, let's go, my precious little baby girl.
Man. It's been nearly an entire week since Gina was admitted to hospital, and she still isn't away from her coma yet. It's just getting to a point where there's really no point of seeing her if the state she is in is still the same. Like, come on, when will she just wake up from her coma already?
No fucking way. Is this seriously true? Well, thanks for telling me, Jennifer. Jared and I will be there shortly. Okay, goodbye. Jared, thank God you're still here. You really need to hear about this.
Whoa. Chrissy, take it easy, compose yourself, and then tell me what you need to say.
Sorry, Jared. It's just, I just got off the phone with Jennifer, and she told me that Gina has finally awoken from her coma, and she's now awake and responsive.
Wait. She's awake. You're not joking, are you?
If I was kidding, would these tears be rolling down my face right now? And do you think I would have the insanity to joke about my own daughter's coma? No, I'm not joking. She's awake, which means we can finally talk to her for the first time in nearly a week, and we get to share the news with everyone who is very close to Gina and I.
Now, finally, after wondering and guessing for what seemed like an eternity, in regards to her waking up, it's finally happened. So, when can we go and visit her?
Well, Jennifer told me that we can go and see her as soon as we can, so, let's make a few phone calls, and see if anyone wants to come with us to the hospital to see her.
Well, if you say so, let's do so, since I do think there are a few people that would like to see her, especially since they haven't seen her conscious for the last week.
Man, 2 hours have passed by, and no sign of anyone yet. I really hope my mom and Jared do make it today, since I just really want to see my mom for the first time in nearly a week.
Hey Gina, how are you doing? And how's your head? Also, what's with a down look? Are you okay?
Well, I'm doing okay, Nurse Stewart, and my head is only hurting a bit, but nothing too severe. Also, I'm feeling kind of down, since no one has arrived to see me yet. Did you, or any of the staff, manage to get in contact with my family about it?
Well, that's why I came here, because yes, we called your family as soon as we were aware of you being conscious and responsive. And also, that's why I'm here to tell you that there are some people that are here to see you.
Wow, that has really lightened up my day even further. So, who's here to see me?
Oh my God, Gina, I don't believe it.
Oh, my God. Mom and Jared, you two finally made it.
Oh my God, Gina, words can't describe how happy I am to finally see you awake, after what seemed like an eternity of you being non-responsive.
Well, whatever emotions you're feeling, Mom, I'm feeling just as much as you, and I'm just so happy that you and Jared finally came over to see me.
Of course. Why wouldn't we, Gina? We're your family, even though I'm not married to your mother yet. But also, the reason why we took as long as we did is because it's more than just the two of us who came here to see you.
Wait. There's more of you. Who else did you two bring with you?
Well, I'll let them in, and leave you all alone for the time being.
Hey Gina, surprised to see us?
What? Mrs. Christina. Principal Violet. You two came here as well.
Yes, Gina, when we first heard about what you went through, we prayed every single day for you, since this was most likely done to you by someone with no real motive. Oh, and we weren't the only ones that decided to come here, alongside your mother and Jared.
What? There's more of you.
Well, did you forget about us, Gina?
Wow. Dora and Caillou, you came here too.
Of course, why wouldn't we? Besides, you credited us for being the main motivation behind you improving yourself, so when we found out that you finally woke up from your coma, we got contacted by your mom, asking us if we wanted to come up here and see you, and we didn't hesitate in coming here.
Wow, you guys are all just amazing. I'm very lost for words right now. So, what have I missed over the past week of me being in a coma?
Well, other than all of us wondering when you were going to wake up from your coma, you haven't really missed anything important, other than needing to catch up on your schoolwork, but you can focus on that once you get back to 100% and return to school.
But other than that, how has your head been since waking up recently?
Well, it's been fine, nothing too severe, and the pain is only in minor waves, meaning that I'm pretty coherent to have a conversation with anyone without worrying about any pain. Also, Mom, I do want to ask, how quick did you and Jared come to the hospital to see me after falling into a coma?
Well, we came here to see you immediately after Dora and Caillou told us about what happened to you, and it was a relief that Dora and Caillou managed to get you here in no time.
Oh yeah, I do remember seeing you, Dora, talking to me before I slipped into unconsciousness. Oh, and Dora, I do want to thank you for showing how high your moral values were, and contacting the emergency services immediately when you knew something was definitely wrong with me.
Hey, what are best friends for, Gina? Besides, I wasn't going to leave you to suffer in agony at the park alone, and have you faced severe complications in relation to brain damage. And to point out, so many of us, other than the 6 of us, also visited you on a constant basis. All of our families came to see you as well.
Yeah, and all the members of the Kremlin Bay staff came to see you numerous times as well, since I told all of them last Monday about what happened to you.
Oh, and Gina, before I let this go completely out of my mind, when Samantha and I came to see you last Monday, we brought someone else along with us. And she was completely devastated at what she saw, especially since she got really emotional after hearing about what happened to you.
Oh, I see. Well, who was the woman that felt that way hearing about what happened to me?
Well, it was your friend Gab, and to tell you, when she came here to see you last Monday with us, she's been completely devastated over the situation you were in, and she was very close to breaking down and crying right here, and she's been desperately wanting to know the day when you were finally going to wake up.
Wait, Gab? So she hasn't ended ties with me, despite who she was aligned with?
No, Gina, she hasn't. In fact, if you forgot about what happened last Friday, when you, Caillou and I were socializing at the park, Kevin came up to us and started yapping on about how much of a disgrace it was, in regards to you making decisions that were better for you, and he tried using Gab as extra leverage to prove his shit points, and when Gab had enough of Kevin using her as leverage, she herself snapped at Kevin, and ended all ties with him, and she even pointed out about how she wanted to sort things out with you, since she didn't want to lose the friendship you two had for nearly 15 years. And well, that eventually led to you being put in hospital, and I was the one who had to break the news to her last Monday, since she was completely unaware of what happened to you.
Oh, and to point out, Gina, Gab also came to our house, since she wanted to squash potential heat she once had with your mother, and that was when she told us about how she wanted to still remain friends with you, considering that she too cut all ties with Kevin, much like what you did.
Yeah, and if I was you, Gina, I definitely would recommend talking to her as soon as possible, once you get released from the hospital, since she seemed very serious about wanting to remain close to you, since I do know personally how close you two were with each other, even during your troublemaking days.
You know, to be honest, if I hadn't have been sent to hospital and put into a coma, I definitely would have wanted to sort things out with her myself, since like you mentioned, we've been friends for forever, ever since both of us were 2 years old, and I do still want to remain close with her. So yes, I do want to see her once I get out of here, and still have the friendship we formed ourselves, only this time, with all troublemaking shenanigans done and buried.
Well, that's what we were hoping to hear, Gina, and Dora and I were thinking, we won't tell Gab that you are awake yet, since she mentioned that the next time she wants to see you is when you are conscious and able to talk, and then, once you get out of the hospital, we will go over to her house and then surprise her with you seeing her again.
You know, that does sound like a good idea, Caillou, so yes, I will go along with that plan, once I get discharged from the hospital.
Well, that's good to know, Gina, since all of us would do anything to continue a friendship we had for so many years.
Yeah, and if Gab asks us anything about it, we will tell her that you are still in a coma, since we do want her seeing you again, to be a major surprise for her.
Well, that definitely sounds good to me, since I do really want to surprise her, in order to show her that I still want to remain close friends with her.
Well, that's good to hear from you, sweetie, but for now, let's just wait for you to get released from hospital, and then we can move on to surprising Gab with your presence.
Hey Gab, can you come downstairs? I need to show you something.
Okay, Mom, I'm coming down now. Okay, Mom, what is it that you want to show me? No, fucking way. Is this actually true?
Oh, you best believe it's true. So, it's been a while, hasn't it, girl?
Oh my god, Gina, I can't believe it's actually you. You have no idea how happy I am to see you, after well over a week of you being in hospital.
Well, considering what Dora, Caillou, Jarek, and my mom told me in regards to you, as well as Mrs. Christina and Principal Violet for that matter, I knew that as soon as I got discharged from the hospital, one of the very first people I had to meet was you, especially since I've been hearing that you are following my lead, in regards to changing your ways, and improving yourself for the better, especially if we look to graduate from high school this coming June.
Yes, that's what I was telling Dora, Caillou, your mom, and so many other associates of yours about what I plan to do, especially since I do see us going to college this September, and furthering our learning in whatever it is we want to accomplish once we move out of our family homes, and continue living life as independent adults. And I'm just so overcome with emotion right now, especially since I'm actually seeing you here in my family home, making things right with me, and simply continuing our friendship.
Well, considering what happened, in regards to you ending things with you, the people who we were once aligned with, who showed no good intentions in regards to anything, improving yourself in many different ways, in regards to school, and your mental health, and simply knowing that we've been friends for 15 years, I was hoping that once we finally get to see each other again, it would be us, getting along with each other like always, and continuing what we formed together as toddlers.
Ah, just look at them, Chrissy, continuing to remain close friends, like previous times, just like when they were kids. Isn't it just amazing to see?
Yeah, of course it is, Amelia, and it's just great to know that not only the friendship both of our daughters have is going to continue in the long run, but they are moving on from the troublemaking business for good, and just focus on getting out of high school, so they can start educating themselves in whatever they want to study, especially since we both want to see each of our daughters graduate from high school, and move on to studying in whatever career they want to pursue in the long run.
Wow, so you even joined the study group Dora and Caillou formed last year. Well, tell me, how's it been going for you?
Well, it's been nothing short of game-changing for me, especially since I've been finding subjects like math and history easy to learn now, thanks to Carolyn, Evie, and Hitami. And it's amazing that almost every single person in our year is a part of it. And I say almost, because well, I think Kevin is the only person that isn't a part of it. Gina, are you okay? What's with the face?
Gina? Sweetie? What's wrong? Are you okay? Is your head annoying you again?
I fucking told you, you cutting all ties with me and my associates would eventually lead me to doing something to you that I'm never going to regret. You made me do this, and you brought this upon yourself, and eventually, your stuck-up cunt for a friend Gab, and your crackhorn of a mom are going to be my next victims. And unless if you don't want that to happen, you better reconsider what you went through with me. You belong to me and no one else, and your future exists with me, and nothing else. I'm giving you a deadline. By the end of this month, you better get back together with me, and forget about anything in relation to your so-called future. You are my bitch. And no one but me is allowed to have you, and I know what I would do if I were you. But you decide, get back together with me, or the people closest to you, suffer next. And until that day comes, adios bitch, and have fun suffering on the floor in a pool of your own blood and suffering.
God, why are the women in my life so fucking retarded these days? They always have to do something to ruin my life.
Kevin fucking Phillips. Kevin Phillips. the motherfucker who's responsible for putting me in a coma for nearly a whole fucking week.
What, Gina, are you being serious about this? Kevin was responsible for causing all of this to happen to you?
Dead serious, Gab, because, before I blacked out for nearly a full week, I remember seeing the face and hearing the voice of the person who did it to me, and it was indeed Kevin.
Oh, for crying out fucking loud, I just knew that it had to be someone who wanted, quote-unquote, revenge on you, Gina, for making better decisions going forward.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Chrissy, and this is exactly why we knew that Kevin was a major responsibility and factor in relation to Gab and Gina's troublemaking back a few years ago. And now we just found out that Kevin has now sunk to an all-time low, putting his hand on a minor, let alone a female, considering that you are only 17, Gina, and Kevin is 18.
Yeah, you're right, Mrs. Montero, and even though I knew that Kevin was not going to leave me alone, I didn't think he would sink to as low as assaulting me with a spike bat. But right now, knowing how bad he has become now isn't important. We need to notify police, as well as Kevin's parents about this, since he can't get away with an act like this.
Yeah, you're right, Gina, so, let me and Mrs. Montero do all of that. Amelia, you contact and talk to the police about what recently occurred, and I'll call Kevin's parents.
Well, we'll do just that, Chrissy. Just let me go and get my phone from my bedroom.
Also, Mom, just to ask, will any of us be going to Kevin's house, along with the police, to confront his sorry ass?
Of course, Gina, you, me, and Jared will be going to his house, especially if that numbnut decides to claim that he didn't do it or any shit like that.
You know what, Chrissy, would it be okay if I went with you three as well, especially since Kevin hit a major nerve with me, due to his actions towards one of my closest friends?
You know what, Gab, I was actually going to ask you that as well, especially since you mentioned to me how you ended things with Kevin, but he didn't seem to take it seriously. So yes, you're more than welcome to come with us, so he can see that you are not lying about ending all things with him, but for now, I'm going to go and call Kevin's parents now.
Well, more shitty assignments done, and even though school fucking sucks, and these assignments mean nothing to me, it saves me from getting more of my stuff taken away from me. And as well as that, I've heard nothing back from Gina, in regards to her taking back everything she said to me last week. That bitch better not be hiding from me. Because if I have to target everyone that is close to her, maybe even including that backstabbing bitch Gab, then target and harm them brutally is what I will do. So I really hope that bitch isn't trying to duck and hide from me, when she can just take me back, and forget any of what we went through happened.
Kevin, Jeremy, Phillips, you better get your ass down here right now. You have a lot of explaining to do, and I mean a lot.
Oh my god, what does that shithead I have for a father want now? Dad, I've already had enough of a bad day already. What could you want me now for?
What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck is going on? Why are there an entourage of dickheads standing behind a police officer? What did I even do wrong?
Well, how about you answer us, huh? You should know exactly why these certain people are here.
Oh, and also, who are you calling dickheads? You're the only one standing here right now, especially after what you put someone very close to me through.
Yeah. My mom is making a point, like, taunting me and insulting me while I'm on the ground, badly beaten. Wasn't the smartest idea, was it? And also, did you really think I was going to listen to you and take back everything I said to you when I dumped your sorry ass? Fuck no, I'm nobody's bitch, and I left you for obvious reasons, because I was getting sick and tired of being dragged into schemes that were obviously doomed to fail, and me changing my ways was actually the perfect choice for me, since I do see myself having a positive future, but this time round, without having you in it to ruin it.
Oh, so you still want to pursue life with that pussy-like attitude, huh? Goes to show how useless you now are to me, and also, Gab, why the fuck are you even here?
Oh, so you're still thinking that all of what I said was a joke? Did you really think me berating you at the park last week, and blocking you on all social medias was a cruel prank? You must be high as a kite to believe that, and it should also explain why I haven't spoken to you since that incident. Everything I screamed at you was raw and real, especially since much like Gina, I too have had enough of causing trouble with you and those other troublemakers, since it only led to all of us getting grounded by our families. And also, I will tell you this right now, when I went to see Gina in the hospital, seeing her unconscious and not responding hit a very raw nerve with me. Considering that I didn't get to sort things out with her until today, especially since I was obviously going to choose to continue a 15-year friendship, and now knowing that you were the only one that was responsible for putting her in the hospital, and being responsible for her being put into a near 1-week-long coma. It goes to show how you choose to showcase your moral values. Oh wait, that's right, you don't have any. Goes to show how much of a man you have been for far too long.
Well, I couldn't give a flying fuck about anything you just said, Gina. You fucking deserved everything I gave you last week at the park, and you better be lucky that I didn't just decide to kill you in cold blood at the park, since I definitely could have, but instead, I gave you a chance to change yourself, since you belong to me and no one else. No one but me is allowed to have you. You belong to me and no one else. But no, you chose to be a stuck-up pussy baby, and decided to choose your already dysfunctional family over me, which is probably the worst choice you could have chosen, considering who is in your mother's life right now.
Well, at least I have a heart for the women in my life, and unlike you, I actually make women in my life smile and be happy for all the right reasons, especially since Chrissy has been more happy than ever while being with me, unlike with Gina's drunken excuse for a biological father. Whereas in your case, you just use women as a way to show off to other teenage boys in your school, thinking you're a level above them, when you clearly aren't, not even close, and drag them into your troublemaking schemes, which caused Gina and Gab to not have the best lives throughout their late teenage years, causing trouble with you constantly, and getting into trouble all the time, due to how those schemes you came up with failed every time, preventing Gina and Gab from having the social lives they always wanted to have.
And also, it should be obvious why I'm here, so you better not resist arrest, and comply with what I'm about to do now, so you better put your hands behind your back, right now.
No, this isn't fucking fair. I fucking hate my life. Fuck all of you, especially you Gina and Gab.
Kevin Phillips, you are being charged for first-degree assault. First-degree assault on a minor, since Gina was, and still is 17, and you were, and still 18 when this took place. And first-degree assault with a deadly weapon. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, can, and will be used against you in the court of law. You also have the right to an attorney, but if you can't afford one, we will provide you with one. Do you understand these rights I just mentioned?
Oh, just fuck you, you fucking donut-munching pig. How about you just go and eat your wife's pussy out like it's dinner, if you even have one?
Wow, what a response, like I haven't heard it one before. I bet my wife will be so shocked to hear that. Said no one ever. Just start walking to the police car, right now.
Fuck you Gina and Gab, I blame you two for this. You will pay for this, you pair of sluts.
Kevin, quit talking shit, before I have to deploy my taser.
Well, thank God all of that has finally been dealt with. Hopefully Kevin will get some kind of sentence, whether it's short or long. I honestly couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, babe. I mean, even if it's 1 year, or 5 years, hopefully the time he hopefully gets behind bars will be a stark reality check for him.
Oh, and Jared, Chrissy, and Gina, Edmund and I want to sincerely apologize for everything our son put all three of you through, and yes, you as well Gab for his threats against you. Oh, you don't need to apologize Vivian and Edmund. Besides, Kevin should be the one apologizing, especially since you two were unaware of what he was doing to myself and Gab.
Well, Kevin, as a result of the jury's verdict, you are hereby found guilty of 1 count of battery and assault, 1 count of battery and assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of battery and assault on a minor, since Gina was 17 years old and you were 18 years old at the time of the event that took place, and 1 count of concealing evidence. So with that, I hereby sentence you to a maximum of 7 years in prison, with a chance of parole when you reach the age of 21, which will take place sometime in mid to late 2028. Now officer, please take Kevin out of this courtroom into his jail cell right now.
Okay, Judge Garcia, so, let's go, Kevin. Let's get you to your new home for the foreseeable future. Well, Kevin, looks like your misdeeds have landed you here behind bars for a maximum of 7 years, unless if you manage to get parole in 3 years' time, which is sometime in 2028. And hopefully, your time here will show you exactly what happens when you take your so-called revenge too far. Just be lucky that you didn't get charged with attempted murder. Anyways, I'm going to leave you alone for now, to let you think about your actions. Oh, and your parents are here to see you.
Well, Kevin, looks like your actions went way too far this time round, and look where it led you to, behind bars, for up to at least 7 years. Got anything to say about it?
What even is there to say? I honestly don't give a flying fuck about where I ended up in, especially since I already know what's about to happen, once I do eventually get released.
Well, you may be saying that now, but maybe down the line, you'll eventually start to realize the many errors of judgment caused by you, and maybe, just maybe you might gain enough dignity and respect to apologize to everyone who was affected in some way by you during your time as a troublemaking teenager.
Yeah, keep saying that. You aren't changing my mind in the blink of an eye. Just get the whole cliche done and over with, and just disown me. I already know what happens next.
Well, actually, no, we are not going to disown you from the family, especially since we discussed about this for several days now, leading up to here.
Wait, what? You're not just saying that to get my hopes up, are you?
No, Kevin, we aren't. Besides, knowing what other people previously did in the city, comparing their crimes to what you did are miles apart. I mean, while you did commit battery and assault on a minor, Gina, you didn't kill her, or kidnap her and hold her hostage, or even attempt to kill her. And since you only got sentenced to 7 years in jail, we feel like disowning you would be the stupidest thing we could possibly do. And besides, despite your actions, there is hope for you, and you can move on from it. I mean, you're not now known as a pedophile, or predator, or anything like that. You actually have a good chance at improving.
But however, when you do get out of jail, whether you still want to live under our roof or not, you will be seeking therapy and counseling, no matter what choice you take. And when you get released, and become a free man, we will find you a full-time job somewhere, where college qualification isn't required, so you can make your own money. Since we can't have you living under our roof for the rest of your life, unless if you fall into some kind of crisis, unless if you are in a relationship with someone.
Wow, so you actually still plan on keeping you in the family? Well, thanks I guess, and I guess I'll need to think about what my plans are once I do become free.
Well, you have at least 3 years to make up your mind, especially if you do manage to successfully apply for parole in 2028. But I would say for now, use your time to think about who was badly affected by your actions, and do think about how badly you affected all of them emotionally, and even physically. And well, until we see you again, see you later, Kevin, and really do take this time here to consider turning over a new leaf once you become a free man.
Well, looks like my parents actually had enough of a heart between them, and decided to keep me in the family, regardless of what I did. But it still sucks ass that I still have to suffer here for at least 3 years. But oh well, might as well go and lie down on that rough as fuck bed, and just stare blankly at the 4 corners I'm going to become so familiar with, until whatever the fuck occurs next.
Well, Gab, we are finally free. We are now finally free to live out the remainder of our lives, hopefully without any more bullshit and pointless troublemaking getting in the way.
Yeah, you're right, Gina. And what's even better, is that we were still able to keep our friendship intact, and a 15-year friendship isn't going to go up in smoke,
Well, considering that you still wanted to remain close to me, even before you ended all ties with Kevin, I knew that one of the first things I had to do as an improved young woman was to talk things out and sort everything out with a friend of nearly 15 years, and manage to keep the friendship we both built together intact.
Wow, that just really goes to show how much our friendship means to each other. Oh, and also Gina, there is something that I've had on my mind for a while now. And since we are out here in the park, and it's only the two of us, I feel like that now is the best time to tell you.
Oh, you do? Well then, if you feel like the time is right, do tell. I'm quite intrigued to know what it is.
Well, Gina, despite us being friends ever since we were both toddlers, during the last 2 years of our friendship, I've actually began to really like you, in more than one way. What I'm simply trying to say is, I actually more than just like you, I love you.
Wait, Gab, are you saying that you actually have romantic feelings for me?
Well, yes, I do. I mean, even though I always considered you a close friend, over time, I actually started to feel attracted to you. Simply saying, I do think you look really sexy.
Wow, you've actually been romantically attracted to me. Gab, if you've been feeling this way for this long, why didn't you tell me until now? And also, how come you never told me, or anyone for that matter, about you being openly bisexual or lesbian?
Well, it's mainly because I've been very protective of my sexuality, and as well as that, I thought that if I revealed my sexuality, I would be a target of bullying. Considering that there was a lot of homophobia and a lot of homophobes present in this city at one point, and as well as that, the reason why I didn't open up about my feelings towards you, was mainly due to you being in a relationship with Kevin. And I didn't want to sabotage yours and Kevin's relationship at the time, considering that I always thought that at the time, you and Kevin would be in a long-lasting relationship.
Aw, well, that's understandable, Gab, and to be honest, I don't blame you for being very secretive of your sexuality. Considering that, like you said, there was a lot of homophobia being spread around at one point in this city, mainly from the former international terrors. But I'm glad that you finally came out to me and showed honesty in regards to you having more than just friend-like feelings towards me, in regards of our friendship.
Well, to be honest, Gina, I was very reluctant to tell you regardless, especially since you are more likely straight, and you don't see yourself being in relationships with females.
Well, if I'm going to be honest, Gab, there is something that I too have been wanting to tell you as well, and considering that there's no one else with us, I might as well tell you.
Oh, really? Well then, what is it? I mean, you can always tell me, as one of your closest friends.
Well, considering that you always think that I'm straight, well, I do want to tell you this, since I've only told my close family members this. But to be honest with you, Gab, I'm not actually straight, I'm actually bisexual.
What, Gina, are you being for real? You're not joking about this?
Yes, Gab, I'm being for real about this, and if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I have actually been having romantic feelings towards you as well, not gonna lie. I mean, even when we were just considered friends, in later years, I actually found you to be very sexy as well. It was just that at the time, I was in a relationship with Kevin, and if I'm being honest, if Kevin didn't beat you to it, I honestly would have asked you to be in a romantic relationship with me.
Wow, you really mean that, Gina? That has got to be one of the nicest things anyone has ever said to me, and since we have the same feelings towards each other, I might as well be the one to ask you this. Gina, would you like to take our relationship one step further, and become my girlfriend?
Well, I too would like to take our relationship to the next level, so yes, I would love to be your girlfriend. So, maybe, do you want to stay here and share our first kiss together, or do you want to find another place to do so?
Well, here is fine with me. So, let's do it here. Give me those lips of yours, girl.